Derby weekend? Derby weekend? Yeah. I truly, like they say, I do think Derby is the most exciting day in sports because it's a potpourri of horses and big yellow colorful hats and the ever-present threat that there's going to be a public euthanasia. I grew up in Kentucky, but when I moved up here from down south, I had a new classmate ask me, he said, yeah, do they have electricity in Kentucky? What an asinine question. That's right, a veteran of the Kentucky public school system knows what the word asinine means. Still working on my multiplication tables, but I think I'm getting there. Of course we had electricity. If a gust of wind hit the water wheel attached to our log cabin hard enough, and the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we would have electricity for minutes, even hours at a time. Probably the most Kentucky thing that ever happened to me was when I was playing barefoot down by the creek, and I stepped on the skeletal remains of a possum. And probably the most un-Kentucky thing that ever happened to me happened immediately afterwards when my mom took me to the hospital for a tetanus shot, and she could read and fill out the forms by herself. My mom's from Madison, hence the literacy. I had a good childhood in Kentucky. I had a fun childhood, but I think some signs of my future mental state were missed or ignored. Like, why was I popping out the 9-volt battery from the family Bop It and licking it just to feel something? You know, like sticking my head in the Easy Bake Oven. So totally unrelated. My dad killed himself last year. Oh, I love that when people. It's like, guys, if I couldn't talk about it, I wouldn't be fucking talking about it up here. He actually did it on the 4th of July. So like. Okay, drama queen, way to make America's birthday all about you. And, you know, there's those types that make their birthday, it's their birthday day, it's their birthday month, it's everything. It's like, congrats on the big 3-0, but you still gotta come to a full stop at a red light. Like, do you think some of the defendants at Nuremberg were like, ja, aber war es mein Geburtstag? And then, you gotta get this, and then his estate lawyer, a couple months ago, killed himself too. I was swear to God, I was texting him that day, which begs the question, am I the problem? Am I the common denominator of these men's deaths? No, I get it. Some people don't like joking about suicide. They think it's a taboo subject, off limits. And to those people I say, kill yourself. Yeah. No, but I have found that some of the most serious people I know are in comedy. Like, some of them act like they're like in a citadel overlooking a UNESCO World Heritage Site where like the first person laughed or something. It's like, calm down, Untilla the pun. But death and grieving in this day and age is wild. Like, why did the funeral director text me, your dad's cremation is complete with the 100 emoji at the end? Why did I text back, thank you so much for letting me know, bet, no cap. Now, there are some benefits to having a parent dying, besides making it the room all about yourself. You also get 3 days of bereavement leave off work. It's about 2 days more than maternity leave, so USA. Now, I hope he's at peace now. I think he is, and I hope so, because the most at peace I ever saw my father in life was when we visited Normandy, and we were on one of the D-Day beaches, and he quoted Ronald Reagan, and then fully clothed, he just started walking into the ocean. And I think he would have let the sea just take him had our tour guide not called him back. My dad, he was a girl dad, but fortunately he died before he could ever make that his entire personality, because I just hate that distinction. Girl dads, boy moms, whatever. Like, I know when a man says I'm a girl dad that something truly buck wild is coming around the mountain. Like, as a girl dad, I believe females are sentient beings. As the father of daughters, I don't think a woman should be set on fire because she asked to see the dessert menu. So that's where I think I did inherit my crazy bones from my dad. Anyone else here cuckoo a little bit? Yeah. I like those first few days and weeks of med changes when like your moods are all over the fucking place and like seeing like a little piece of lint float away from its dust bunny family can like make me cry, but the microwave beeps a certain way, I like punt a succulent across the room. And I try not to be so pessimistic, so down, but like in my heart of hearts, I just know someday I'm going to be one of the 3 people killed each year by a vending machine falling on them. So I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder a few years ago. I think Alice?
Yes!
Yeah, BP. And what that means is that my doctors and medicines fight really hard for me to feel dead inside like a normal person. But when I am manic, it's a hoot, a holler, and a half. Like, I'm buying those human hamster balls on like payment plans with like 34% APR. Like, I'm sleeping 3 hours in as many days. Like, I'm gonna crash like a bandicoot in a 737, but we're gonna have a good time before that happens. I made the mistake of going to Willie Street Co-op today. Never learned my lesson. And of course, the times I do go, I usually run into a housing co-op doing their shopping. So it's like 25 people planning out a week's worth of meals, and they're allergic to basically everything besides my personal space. And I'm allowed to make fun of Willie Street Co-op patrons because I worked at Willie Street Co-op. I put in my goddamn time. So that's why I can discriminate against roving bands of 20-somethings that look like Sailor Moon meets the Dust Bowl. When I worked at Willie Street, we had quite a few like summer campers come in, like to do a field trip, like a tour of the co-op. So the recreation departments are really scraping the bottom of the barrel these days for activities, I guess. But to be fair, when I was growing up, we went to the post office for a field trip. And we never even made it further than the lobby and the P.O. boxes. And like, to be fair, it was right after the Unabomber trial, so everyone was a little jumpy around packages. I didn't know if that's normal, if my teacher had to run an errand, or if it's just yet another indictment of the Kentucky public school system. I feel like my issues most acutely on Sunday nights because that's when I refill my pill organizer, like a nursing home resident playing Mancala. Like, oh my goodness, I didn't write enough for 10 minutes. I got to choose the time too. Perfect!
Keep it going for Lizzie Kirch. All right, coming up to the stage. Your next comedian, make some noise for her. It's Maya Rudolph.